Ei pessoal, subvertendo mais um vídeo. Hoje iremos reagir a Annie and Morty, Bad Trip by AniRap. We are continuing our reaction to the URT cartoon drop, and I'm excited. Rick and Morty is an iconic show. I have never seen it though. I know that it's popular. I also have seen people who don't like the show. So I understand it's very crude and the show is not for everyone. However, it's popular and I'm very curious to see what AniRap does. So let's get into it.
Escute todas as músicas do Drop e veja a coleção de roupas URT. Links na descrição.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh my god. This is a very interesting music video already.
Inteligência é pra poucos, por isso o mundo é uma bosta. Perguntas não me incomodam, foda saber a resposta. Diversas realidades, então nada aqui importa. Se tá achando ruim, cê pode lamber minhas bolas.
Okay. Okay. So already AniRap is just being crude with his lyrics. And it makes sense. The show is just crude in general. However, I really like the philosophy behind his writing, talking about how nothing matters because there are infinite dimensions. So if this one sucks, go to another one. He does such a good job of explaining Rick's thinking, and it's very poetic, even though it's technically based around science and stuff like that, but it's also very poetic. So I really like that. It's nihilistic, that's the word I was looking for. How nothing matters because you can just go to a different dimension. So, very interesting. Oh, okay. Oh. Wow. Another interesting spin on the story. I know Rick kills his alternate versions of himself. I don't know if the reason that AniRap talked about in the song is just like in the actual show, but in terms of real life, I think we always do that. We often kill our other versions of ourselves. And initially we think that's just because we don't like that person, so we want to just get rid of them. However, maybe we're just lonely. Maybe we just want to find people who are just like us, and instead of actually making genuine bonds, we end up destroying actual healthy relationships. Once again, I don't know if that's the intention of the song. We'll see. Oh, hello, AniRap.
Não quero ter nada mais, nada mais. Drogas e bebidas, só anestesiam, mas não curam minhas feridas.
Wow. Wow, okay. First off, I actually really like it when artists aren't afraid to show themselves in their music. I know that our community is just focused on the anime and the shows and stuff like that. However, I actually really appreciate when artists add themselves because I feel like there's an actual connection that is being made. And right now, when I see AniRap and I see that he's rapping, all I think about is this is his story. This is what he wants to talk about. This is no longer a story about Rick and Morty. This is only about AniRap. And some people will hate that, and I think they're dumb. But let's talk about AniRap's part. Drugs and alcohol. Yeah, no, those are definitely things that I have used as well. I shouldn't say that. That's awful. But we often use these other. We just try to numb the pain a little bit, and that's it. It just numbs it. It doesn't actually heal us. So.
Mas não curam minhas feridas. Eu fiz tudo errado no meu peito, esse buraco. Não importa o quanto eu corro, sigo preso no passado. Eu preciso esquecer e tentar me perdoar. O efeito já tá passando, hora de me mascarar. O amor é uma reação que.
Oh man, that's beautiful. And when I saw the mass symbolism at the beginning, I already understood what was going to happen. And now, at this point in the story, he realizes that he's just running away, so might as well put on the mask and try to see what happens. Man, AniRap is definitely in a league of his own, I would say. I respect AniRap so much as an artist. And I think part of me respects him just because he is just himself. Maybe he is afraid to show the real self to his audience, but in the small glimpses that we see of him, I love that he's not afraid to be vulnerable. And I will respect any artist who is not afraid to put themselves out there. Regardless of what they have done, I respect vulnerability. So thanks AniRap for being confident enough to be vulnerable for just a little bit. And hopefully, because obviously I do not know AniRap, but I do hope that if he is dealing with some demons, I hope that he eventually overcomes them one day, because no one deserves to deal with those demons, regardless of who you are.
O amor é uma reação química, seja mais do que uma estatística. O que você chama de amor tá mais para um adoecer que ligar. Enterrei outras versões de mim, achando que essa seria a melhor. Mas talvez eu sempre as procurei no fim, porque tenho medo de ficar chato. Para crianças adolescentes.
I just realized something with this part. He's compressing atoms to put them in verses. I realized that maybe what he's talking about is he is trying to compact like all these different feelings and experiences, and he's trying to put them in music. So, and I think that's what he did right here. He has obviously gone through a lot, and in that small 30 seconds that we saw of him, that was him just trying to give us a slight glimpse of his story. And I think that's beautiful. Ooh. Wow. I can confidently say that this is probably, and this will probably be my favorite drop, my favorite song from the drop. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't anything impressive lyrically or musically. But in terms of the message, I think this song is by far the best. And one thing that I actually do love about this whole drop is I always talk about nostalgia, how we grew up with these shows and they eventually became part of us. AniRap took that literally. He put himself in the song. This song was supposed to be about Rick and Morty, but we just listened to an AniRap song, a song that was just meant for him. And to me, I'm going to value that over anything else. I think the message of a song is the most important thing about it, because what's the point of making music if you are just if you're not saying anything with actual weight behind it? I feel like there's no need to make music. But of course, that's just my opinion. I listen to music that's just fun. I listen to music that's completely nonsensical. However, in terms of just creativity and impact, I think this is the best one. So you can all let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and let me know how you felt about the song. Are you as passionate about AniRap's story as I am, or do you prefer just the songs about anime and stuff like that? And I realize I'm not trying to start any arguments or anything like that. If you prefer those types of songs, I think that's fine. I think my opinion is just, yeah, I think I'm just digging myself into a bigger hole if I keep talking about this. So you can all just let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And until then, obrigado por assistir. Sempre ordinary. Howdy.